Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to NJPW Puroresu Review. I am your co-host, Undersay. Right over here is your co-host, Melba. How you doing today, Melba?
Hey, I am doing amazing. Your girl just got her nails did. She's feeling cute. She's got buns in. Didn't even
Zaya
realize
Buns.
that I was rocking the Zaya Brookside. Wrong Zaya.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but this is Zaya.
One of the Zaya's moon buns here. Didn't realize that until I got them up here. But hey, they're cute. She's feeling cute today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Long day, work, and everything else. Been up since 5 a.m. and it's now 9:30 p.m. So long day for me.
Late.
But I don't have to
Get
be
this
up.
out so you can go have a nap.
I don't have to be up till 8 a.m. tomorrow, so I'm not worried about it.
Excellent, excellent. And we've had some amazing wrestling that we have been able to partake in the last couple of days here. Whew, man. Some of these singles matches, these collisions that we have been watching the build up for the New Beginning tour here, finally coming to a head. And as I said, a collision here. This first night,
Yeah,
being one of those previews, man. Whew.
both nights I think had absolutely stellar stuff. It's just the
Hmm.
first night for me is really the big show for me
Hmm.
personally.
Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
you have
Oh,
TMDK
we know
and two,
why.
even though we have TMDK in two feature matches in the second night, which I absolutely adored, it just one match stole the entire weekend for me. But before we get to the show, I want to thank I think all the people tuning in, watching this show. Please like the video. If you can subscribe to Andre and Melba Wrestling Talk and comment down below because we get a lot of great comments from a lot of great people. We're really
Hmm.
enjoying with everything we're doing with talking to you guys with comments. We're pretty much replying back to almost every message we're getting. So, and I
Hmm.
give a where the heck is it? God dang, I didn't have it ready. Common Ground MTG. Thank you so much for all the comments you've been
Hmm.
doing. A lot of it on our Stardom stuff. But thank you so much for everything you've been talking. And we'll I got to shout you out because you're one of our most frequent commenters. So thank you very much.
Hmm.
And I also want to thank our sponsors, Rogue Energy, QR code down the bottom right hand corner. Use code OLEPODS for 10% off your order. And you can go to rogueenergy.com. Lots of great items there. Me and Mel love using Rogue Energy. It gets me
We
through
do
some
with
days.
our Shaker Kawa specials.
It gets me through days like this sometimes. I'll tell you that right now. But without further ado, we are going to talk NJPW, the New Beginning in Sapporo's February 4th and February 5th shows. Absolutely phenomenal shows. It starts out with Osker Leube taking on the Great Okan. Great match. A lot of good wrestling from both these guys. I've been very, very positive on Osker Leube. This kid is going to be a star for this company. In the end, though, Khan got the sheep killer on Leube and submits. Got anything?
Oh, sorry. I just heard submits. I was waiting for the rest of the sentence. Sorry there. Yeah, the only thing I want to say, Great Okan, I mean, he is the dominator for a reason. Loibe did pretty good in this for a little bit there, but the Mongolian chops also always a great
Mm-hmm.
amusement for me. I always fondly remember Taylor Swift whenever I hear the Great Okan doing his Mongolian chops. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this this match. I've been enjoying watching the Great Okan and Aaron Hanari open up these shows. It just really shows their dominance, but also shows how well the Lions are being trained. Because every time we see Leube and Nakashima in there with them, they are getting better and better themselves.
Oh, absolutely. The entire Young Lions class is been absolutely phenomenal. We move
Hmm.
on to another match for the Young Lion. It is El Desperado, Minoru Suzuki, Ren Narita, and Ryohei Oiwa taking on House of Torture.
Those guys.
Yeah, again, it's the same old shit again, but just we get to watch Suzuki fight them. It's the only upside to this is we get to watch Suzuki and Narita fight these guys,
Yeah.
and I just like there's so many crotch shots and group attacks and the garage
The
coming out all the
abdominal
time.
stretch assist and the
Yeah, I love what Narita is doing. I love what Despi's doing. I love what Suzuki's doing. Oya would look really good in this.
mhm,
It's
mhm.
just The end of the match, Narita gets Togo in the abdominal stretch and gets the submission victory for his team.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, it's more about what's after the match for me personally. And this whole Suzuki Narita thing, they kind of stare at each other, and then Suzuki just leaves the building. He's just like, "I'm leaving, bye," and just walks off. And then Despy follows him out. But like, I think it's more the story of Narita Gun. I was like, the eventual formation of Narita Gun, or whatever you want to call it. I think that's more the story with what's going on here, rather than anything to do with House of Torture in this match.
I have to agree. They definitely are building that up, that mistrust between Ren Narita and Minoru Suzuki, and I'm going to assume also Desperado in there. I mean, trust the guy in the mask, right?
Yeah, you can always trust a guy named Despy. Come
on. I don't know. I mean, you can never trust a dude who can drop that low into those splits, let me tell you. But yeah, I actually felt that the in-ring time that Desperado and Show had in this match was actually a really, really great, like Super Junior kind of point of the match. It was the only point of the match that I'm honestly going to say I really, truly enjoyed, besides Minoru Suzuki slapping the shit out of people. I can't remember this night. I didn't write it down, but I didn't see the ring announcer go flying this time.
No, that happens on the following night.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like that was a rare, almost like beacon of the light at the end of the tunnel, for that one. But yeah, I wasn't too overwhelmed with this match, just because seeing House of Torture again has just not been a dream that this Melball really wanted.
No, me either. So we're gonna move on to a match that has been happening on almost and all the house shows that they did. We talked about this match of the 24th and the 25th shows. Again, no complaint, because this match is absolutely insane. But this match was, again, very similar to the matches from the 24th and 25th. Not a lot of difference. Again, it's Sabre and Ishii battling each other, because they're going to be facing off on the 5th for the New Japan TV title. And it's Nicholls and Haste, Team DK, the rest of the Team DK, they're going to do against going up for the tag team title. So it's really, again, there's no knock. The matches are good every time I watch them, but again, it's more of the same. It's a house show tour. It's house show tours in between the big shows, and you can't. In this, it's set up. It's the same. It's setting it up, right? So no hate on it. Great, like Sabre and Ishii, man, the striking exchanges. Holy crap, Sabre's really stepping his game up. But in the end, Fujita and Nakashima are trading holds. Then Fujita takes Nakashima down, and he gets the Kimura and taps Nakashima out to get the win. Again, Sabre is training this boy right.
That was, again, I always am bad with them, but let me hold on. Let me get this one. Let me try. Was that a Kimura lock?
We just said, yeah.
Lock?
Yeah.
I think.
Also known as a double wrist lock. There's multiple names for it.
I have a new name for it. The Sweet Boy lock.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with
that is the Tokyo Sweet Boy, and that's his second win now with that one.
Yeah, again, he's getting wins in big matches, which is unusual for young lions, but he has beat young lions, though. It's not like he's beating Ishii or beating Yoshi-Hashi or Goto. He's beating the young lion of the other team, so it's not like it's not unexpected, because when two young lions wrestle, usually you get a winner. Sometimes there's a draw, but usually it's a winner, right? So
correct, yeah. I really enjoyed it, though. Their final showdown, especially Fujita and Nakashima in the ring, they're very, very heavy. These guys were just fighting very, very hard. I really, really enjoyed the I think it was the ankle hold that they were trying to teach to Fujita this one. Before Yoshi-Hashi interfered. And then they were both trying to learn, like Zack Sabre Jr. was trying to teach it on Goto to Fujita, and then Fujita grabbed the other leg.
It was a knee lock, yeah.
Came in, got caught by Fujita, and Fujita successfully applied it to Yoshi-Hashi. I felt that was a fun next step in that dynamic of that teacher teaching kind of thing, because before I feel like they were just trading off the same limb. This was like, okay, this is what I've learned, and now I'm putting it on this person. Is this right? Yeah, okay, he's screaming in pain. Good job.
Yeah, it's a leg lock. I'm not sure the technical term because it's not a knee bar. Knee bar is more laying out and pulling back on the ankle to hyperextend the knee. So I know it's not knee bar. It's some kind of leg lock. I
put ankle hold. I didn't know.
I put knee lock because you're pulling back and stretching the knee, but again, it's not a knee bar, right? So, but yeah, really great match. And again, Fujita's coming along really well, and Nakashima he's showing brilliance in what he's done. So. I'm very happy with this match. And then we move on to a match that we haven't seen this entire tour. Again, they're changing it up, and I am very okay with that. It is the Bullet Club's El Phantasmo, Jay White, Kenta, and Taiji Ishimori with Goto taking on the Gorillas of Destiny, Hikuleo, and Tama Tonga, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Master Wato with Jado. Like, I really enjoyed this match. Again, you've been having Jado facing Goto with other with teammates, but it freshened it up here, like bringing Tama in tonight. Now Tama's back for the rest of this tour. Hikuleo's in for the rest of this tour. Absolutely really enjoyed this match. Really good overall. White looking phenomenal as always, like guys always on point. There again, Hickey when he gets in the ring, Jay is running from him until he gets that dastardly advantage, and I like the way they're telling that story. But at the end of this match, Jay gets the dragon screw to Tana. Hikuleo runs Jay out of the ring. ELP sends Hickey out of the ring. Tama hits the Tongan twist ELP. Ishimori gets the drop kick on Tama, and Wato gets the roll up and jackknife color onto Taiji Ishimori and gets the win. I think I covered that whole ending sequence there.
You did, and a lot more eloquently than I did. I just wrote, love it when everyone pops off their signatures. Because I wasn't about to sit there and write down everybody's freaking move. The match would be done by the time I'm still finished writing or keeping on writing here. What I really enjoyed about this match was that every feud got the opportunity to shine throughout the matches, throughout the match itself. And what I also enjoyed, the beginning, this is something Jay White's always done with Tanahashi, especially. Whenever Tana does his big reveal of his like chest and everything and his muscles, Jay White likes to be that asshole. And he's just up there going, you think that's cool? Look at this. And it's like, I ain't gonna lie. Tana's looking great.
Tana's is a little better, man.
And he's looking great too. And like Tama Tonga, like,
Let's wait till we get to tomorrow. No, that was tomorrow night. So he took it off literally at the start of the match. On the second night, he literally took it off at the start of the match.
Usually he'll wrestle a good half of the match, though, before he does decide to discard the garment. It's almost like Tai Chi with his pants. He picks the moment that he knows he's going to get the biggest pop out of the ladies. So I feel like, you're absolutely right. The next night, way more pop and way earlier. Always like to see the Hickey man progressing in this. I was definitely very critical of him when he first kind of started, even with the Young Lions, when he came back from excursion, when he was in Strong. I was just like, man, this
when he was tripping over his feet.
Yeah, he was tripping. He would do a big boot and lose his balance. It's like, my guy, it's walking. You should be good at this point. Now he's actually like, he's figured out how to not only remain standing, but he can actually, he's doing it effectively. It looks mean, it looks nasty, and he's looking dominant and strong coming out of this. I mean, could Jay White be potentially leaving Japan because of the Hickey man?
Never know.
We'll find out soon.
Never know. I'll say this. I think Hikuleo needs to up his gear because especially, I'll talk about it in the next night, but compared to his brother, man, his gear is similar.
I'd like to see the padding, yeah.
It's similar, but it's lacking. The look is very much lacking. I think it really needs to be upgraded.
Maybe he just needs that one excuse, like a match against someone like Jay White, to have that gear step up. Because that's usually when you step it up, is when you're going into those big game matches.
Could
So
be.
maybe next time we could see the kind of Wakanda Forever step up there of Hikuleo's gear.
Let's hope so. So we move on
Hmm.
to the final of the I call the undercard matches. We have an 8-man tag. It's Chaos, Kazuchika Okada, Toriano, and Yo, along with Ryosuke Taguchi from main unit, taking on Los Ingabres, Denhapon, Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, Sanada, and Shingo Takagi. Really good match. Again, this is really is building Hiromu and Yo. That is the big one. It's building for to follow up to the next day. Then again,
Hmm.
it's also building for Okada and Takagi on the 11th, which is going to
Hmm.
be an absolute barn burner match. Every time those guys get in the ring together, it's absolutely amazing. But I'm going to just jump to the end here.
Hmm.
Sliding elbow by Takagi to Taguchi. Then he knocks Okada off the apron. Bushi suicide dives Okada on the outside, which I was like,
Great
he
token.
hit him like a rocket.
Yeah.
And then Tagagi hoists Taguchi, hits last of that dragon and Taguchi on Taguchi and gets the win. Or Shingo
Hmm.
Takagi gets the win for his team. Yo after the bell though. He's attacking Hiromu on the floor, getting and putting knee bars on him and everything, like really trying to soften that leg up for the next day.
Hmm. Hmm. And at the beginning of that, I mean, Hiromu not wanting that smoke that Yo was ready to just throw at it. He was just throwing hands at the start of that match. He did not care. Hiromu getting out of there really, really quickly. I got very excited. This was a great build up. This is very, very smart build up by both Yo and Hiromu for
Hmm.
their match the next night for sure. I didn't have a ton to say about this because I didn't see any Bushis in the crowd, man. Did
No
you? I
Bushi.
didn't see
No,
any. I was looking.
they're probably all dressed up as Tai Chi's. Come on, because it's
I
Tai
didn't
Chi's
see
hometown.
any Taichis. You usually at least see one Desperado.
I guess nobody wanted to dress up like those guys, but
Man,
I wouldn't dress up
disappointing.
as them. But that's me.
Even I have a Desperado mask.
And we move on to the IWGP Junior
Oh,
Heavyweight Tag Team
yes.
Championship match. It's Catch 22 representing the United Empire, Francesco Kira and TJP with the Great Okan taking on just 4 guys, Doki and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, who are accompanied by Taka Michinoku. I miss Gideon's intros. Like, I'm sorry, I know we like to hate on the guy, but when he started doing the ring announcings for Gideon,
Mm,
I absolutely love or for or getting to the ring announcers for UE. It
mm,
just
mm.
it gave him that little special thing, right? Like that's why
Yeah, yeah.
I love Club Venus's entrance because it's like it's Mina doing the ring announcing
Hmm.
for them, right? So yeah, this match was okay. So that's I have a page of notes here, and then another half a page of notes on this one for this match written because I watched this and the next match at work on my breaks to get this all done in time. Like, dude, just the pure athleticism from this. Like, I don't even want to even go into my notes because like it's hard to describe. Like to pull spots out and talk about it without the context is hard. This is like
Mhm.
the feud that these teams has been having for the last couple month and a half since Kanemaru and Doki beat them at the Super Junior Tag League has been
Mhm.
absolutely phenomenal. Doki, like I like he's been stepping up his game this year, and because I haven't hated on this guy, I haven't called him the other name in a while because this guy's impressed me, and I have no reason to call him. I'm saying the other name, but I'm not going to say it. And he stepped it up, man. Like just the transitions into the when he tried when he got that hitting that daybreaker was crazy. Like, dude, and then them working TJP's knee in this match. Like
Mhm.
this was the show all about TJP's knee. That's what this match
Yes.
was about. And
Mhm.
Akira being like Akira's usually the one getting beat up and TJ's the overcomer. like comes back in to save. It was very much the reverse in this, and it's Akira really making the saves, making the big spots. They can't get the leaning tower because of TJP's knee. Like, I haven't seen that move in so long. Like, I don't even think they didn't even hit it at Wrestle Kingdom, because TJP picked up a win out of nowhere at Wrestle Kingdom. So, like, I'm like, I want a leaning tower so bad at this point.
There were several moments where I was like, oh, nah. And it just didn't happen.
If you want to watch a pure junior style match, watch this match, because all four of these men just killed it. But in the end, there was a big spot where TJP was getting beat down, but he gets sent to the outside. Akira gets tagged in right at the end. Akira hit the speed fire to Doki, and then hit the fireball, which is the running double knees to the back of the head. Gets the win. I was pretty sure it's on Doki, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, on Doki. And gets the win and retains the tag titles. And even Kevin and Chris were talking about how it's usually the other way around. It's TJP coming in at the end, pulling that win for them, where Akira had to be the savior in this match.
He really was. He was like, and again, we've referenced so many times how Akira is pretty much a miniaturized version, a smaller version of Will Ospreay. How many times was Will Ospreay that for his team? You know, in any combination of him in Chaos, whenever he was tagging with those members, you know, he was the same way. So it was very, very nice to see the little student become the teacher here. Taking some notes clearly from his experience with TJP. I mean, who better to have as a tag team partner? Let's be honest here. You're absolutely right, though. Like, I'm so happy to be done with this, because my autocorrect for like my phone, whenever I start writing TJP now, knee and issues comes up right next to it, and I don't want that anymore. I don't want to jinx it. And again, you're absolutely right, Doki. Just, I've been telling you. And I have some comments for him for the next night that I won't go long into. I'm just going to say, him and Yoshinobu Kanemaru here, very, very, very good together. Very, very smart together. And, like, let's be honest, there's a reason why Kanemaru is the heel master. I mean, he picked apart surgically that knee of TJP, but clearly that veteranness of TJP just a little bit better, just a little bit up there of Kanemaru.
Yeah, like it's an absolutely tremendous match, but this is in my top 10 of the year so far. My top 10 of the year is literally at 9 matches right now, because like again, I'm not putting every match I watched this year on this list. It's got to be at a certain level for me, and no shade on Stardom, they haven't put one on the list yet, because I love the Triangle Derby, don't get me wrong, but there hasn't been a above 4-star match in that Triangle Derby yet. There's been some great like 3.5s, but this company,
like a lot of them involve prominence.
Yeah, very much so. But this company has been put like New Japan has been putting on absolutely stellar matches literally since Wrestle Kingdom, and there's been some stellar matches throughout. And like this is right now in my it's listed as number 6 in my list right now. But again, there's a lot of more wrestling this year, but this is one that's going to contend in that high point for me this year.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now this next match is my number 2 match of the year now. And I don't see it falling out of the top 5 unless some tremendous shit happens this year. The story that these two told was absolute brilliance. Like I watched Ospreay be a methodical wrestler, and not that he's not, but he's slower. He slowed his pace down in this match. He worked over Taichi. He was picking the guy apart, and again, not that he's never done that, but it was so methodical in everything he did. Like
Mhm.
the strike battles between these two. Taichi with his kicks and like just kicking Ospreay in the chest at one point and dropping him after they were doing the strike exchange. It was crazy when they were trading the Kawada kicks, the ones where they grab the head and then up kick a guy in the face.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was awesome. Like just what each of this man pulled off, and then Ospreay busting out his Os cutter for the first time in I don't know how long, because I haven't seen that Os cutter.
Mhm.
Geez,
Been a
probably
hot minute,
since
yeah.
G1, maybe. I think the last time I saw an Os cutter. It might have
Maybe,
been one.
yeah.
I don't remember seeing him successfully hit an Os cutter at Wrestle Kingdom. I could be wrong,
I don't
but
remember either. It was late that night.
shit, that was like 4 a.m. But like, dude, both these guys pulling everything out, and this is in Taichi's home prefecture.
Mhm.
Dude, in the end, like Ospreay hit, or is it good? Did he kick him in? Like, I'm gonna pull it up. I gotta look at my notes here. Like at the end, like he smashing with forearms in the head and is like literally knocked Taichi out. But Taichi literally gets up and does not want to be like called for a knockout. He gets up and Ospreay hits the sickest hidden blade I've ever seen. And Taichi's already in this incredibly dazed state. Cracks him with that and then says, screw it, picks up. He could have pinned him right there, but says, screw it, picked him up, hit him with Stormbreaker for the first time I've seen that match move in a long while. And just and then puts him down, gets the pin. And even Ospreay after the match is giving Taichi his props. Like he's not like clapping for him, but he's giving him, like, you see that he's giving him, like, he's given that Taichi's got his respect. And like
100%.
this is if Ospreay and Kenny Omega is a 5-star match, this is a 4.999 star match in my personal opinion. Again, these two made magic in this match.
This was a very, very fun match. Taichi coming out in a different style cape than we're used to. That all white one, catching me really off guard, especially because like of how it was just kind of done up. It seemed to limit how much he could move his arms quite a bit, so it kind of made it a little awkward when he was doing his singing. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how I feel about Taichi's evolution out of Suzuki-gun into the Just Four Guys. If I can be completely honest, I definitely feel like aesthetically speaking, it is a definite step backwards. And I can definitely touch on that. I'll definitely touch on that on the next night, which for me was even worse. But it doesn't take away from his ability in ring. It's the same Taichi we had. And in this case, we even got more. We got pants. We got pants. And let me tell you, Chris Charlton gets a little too excited when the pants happen, man. Like, as a single lady, I'm sitting there like, I should be reacting as happy as Chris Charlton is that Taichi's pants are coming off.
He hasn't pulled his pants off in so long, so he's just excited for him to do it.
Yeah. That sentence in itself was just really funny. But this match, very intense match for me. Lots of growling. Take what you want from that. It was freaking me out a little bit, but man, like Ospreay really dominated Taichi, especially in the last part of this match. It was almost left me at one point feeling like, Mr. Ospreay, sir, put him down, please. Stop hurting the little Taichi. But yeah, and as you mentioned, that kick, I didn't know what they were called, which is why I never never wrote it down.
Kawada kick. They're Kawada kicks, yeah.
Kawata kicks?
Kawada, like
almost like Wato, but
no,
Kawata.
Kawada, Kawada. He's the guy that trained Taichi, and Ospreay has been using those kicks forever too. So
as I say, I more associate them more with Ospreay than Taichi, though I do know that Taichi does them. I just feel that Ospreay does them more frequently than Taichi does.
Well,
But yeah,
Taichi does them in all his matches, but it's just Ospreay is known more. Toshiaki Kawada is who those kicks come from, and that power bomb that Taichi did. That comes from Kawada too. Holy shit! I thought he might have broke Ospreay's neck, but
yeah, and Will Ospreay's facial expressions in this match, I think, definitely helped with the emotion of it. Also, Taichi does have some pretty good facial expressions, but like Will Ospreay is just really good at doing the big eye, big mouth. Holy shit! He's got a colorful language. That one, we'll say.
Yeah.
But this was a fun one. I really enjoyed this match. I do have to agree. This one for me, for the year so far, is definitely in my top 5. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an absolutely tremendous. But we're gonna move on to the main event of the evening, and of the last 3 matches, this was actually my bottom of the 3. I, again, think it's just my fandom to the UE guys. It does influence that. How big of a fan I am for Ospreay, it probably influences it too. But I think this match was great. I think it went a little long in my opinion, but it was an absolutely phenomenal match for both these guys. It went over 30 minutes, and these again, this is another story of 2 guys just trying to kill each other in this match with the strikes, the hits, everything. Naito pulling out some really cool stuff. He was like a modified Koji clutch at one point that he got that Chris Charlton couldn't even identify what the choke was, but to me it looked like a modified version of a Koji clutch. Umino just I think this guy stepped his game up so much, and they were saying that he Umino. His idol one of his idols is Naito, but Stardust Genius Naito, and he wants to be what Naito couldn't, and be that good guy. He doesn't have to go be a dick to get over. He wants to be that hero that Naito couldn't be. That was the coolest thing I think I got from the commentary tonight.
I mean, and it's true. I mean, look at the picture alone.
Yeah,
it looks like a windswept 20-year-old version of Naito, literally down to the hair color even. It's insane.
But yeah, some of this stuff they were doing in this was just absolutely phenomenal. That cradle DDT towards the end there by Umino, where he picked him up, got them legs on, and then came back, because they remember he dropped him at first, so they fell forward, and then he had to pick up and reset it. But still, when he had the cradle DDT, I'm like, oh, is this his new finisher? Because I thought it was over there. But dude, I am slightly disappointed that Umino didn't pick the victory here. I think it's the same way a feeling I have with Ospreay and Okada, is that Ospreay I think has 1 win over Okada, and in Okada he's the one guy Okada, and it could be that Naito might be the guy that Umino can't beat. This might be that he might be the Okada to his Ospreay. It could be that, and that he might get that 1 win over him once, but then I could see it. You know what I mean? But dude, so flippin' good.
Yes, I have to agree. And both these guys coming out in white at the beginning, white clad, looking literally like identical versions of each other. Yeah, you're right. I did actually hear that on commentary also, where they were referencing the Starlight Genius Naito idolization that Shota had there. And man, how good is Shota Umino? You know, when I was watching this match, and then I revisited it after again, and the next night, how amazing is it going to be when we start to see some of these young lions who went on excursion around the same time start to wrestle each other in these one-on-one matches, like Shota Umino and the Great Khan, Shota Umino and Ren Narita.
That's the one I want to see.
Yeah. But sticking onto the rails, Melissa. Stay on the rails. Man, this match was so much fun for me, and I think the ending, it might not have been what we wanted, or what you wanted. I certainly knew that Naito was going to win this one.
Knew Naito was going to win, but my heart of hearts, I wanted Umo to get that triumphant victory, but he still got a victory in the end from how good he showed you that he was.
100%. But I think this victory for Naito tells us something very important about Naito also at this point, which is that Naito is not quite ready to step down from his top spot. So I think that means that we're in for a nice year of growth and progression for Tetsuya Naito going forward. I'm not willing to bend to these young guys. So
The only thing I don't want is another Okada Naito match. I'm sorry, I love those two, but they've wrestled so many times over these bunch of years. I am okay with not seeing those two go at it in a singles match again. If it happens, I'll enjoy it, but I'm okay.
Drop it to Shingo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, I'm okay if it doesn't happen.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, it doesn't mean that he has to go after the biggest title in the company, right? There's no reason why he can't go after this new TV title at some point. There's no reason why he can't go after the US title, get it back in Japan. There's no reason why he couldn't try facing Tonga. I mean, I feel like Naito and Tama would have a tremendous match. So there's a plethora of places that Naito can go from this win for sure.
Oh yeah, very much so. And there's a lot of places Umino can go from this. Like both guys 100%. Have such a even the loss, Umino's got such a bright future in front of him. So like it's crazy.
100%. Nowhere to go but up for both of them.
But we are going to move on to the February 5th show for New Japan's New Beginning in Sapporo. It starts out with an 8-man tag. United Empires, Francesco Kira, Great Khan, TJP, and Will Ospreay taking on just 4 guys, Doki, Taichi, Taka Michinoku, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. One thing that I really liked from the announcers in this is that they were talking about how Okan, UE went out drinking after the show the night before, and were drinking till the wee hours of the morning. And then they had to wrestle for 2 in the afternoon because the show happened. It was an early afternoon show on the Sunday. So I thought it was insanely funny the way they were talking about those guys still might be hungover and making those jokes. I was like, that was and again, this was a really good follow up for both the tag teams and Ospreay and Taichi. I think everybody it was kind of just like a follow up. They're still working the knee stuff with TJP. All that kind of stuff. In the end, though, Khan got a throat chop to Taka Michinoku, double super kick by catch 2-2, and Ospreay hits the Michinoku driver on Taka and gets the pin. The pin got broken up, and that's where Ospreay cracked the hidden blade to Taka and got the win. It would have been kind of shitty if he had hit him with his own move and got the pin. It would have been kind of shitty.
I mean, that's a pretty big FU to somebody when you do that. I mean, and in regards to the comment of them, going up on the night before and partying, I mean, you can follow their socials. You can see it on their stories. You can see it on their Instas. They were out. They were having fun. So you didn't know if they were hungover during this match, though. Holy hot diggity. This was still as good of a match as they had the night before as they've been having this entire tour. So the one thing that I mentioned that I wanted to talk about these just 4 guys. So Taichi comes out in his new gear. And I'm not gonna lie, these 4 guys, they lined up and I was like, oh, what the heck, guys? Okay, first of all, Taka looked like a freaking corner flasher who was gonna open his trench coat and show you all the watches he wanted to sell you. He also didn't.
I thought you were going to say something completely different there.
Well, I was going to say he didn't look like he was wearing pants because he's wearing shorts, right? So all you could see was his little ankle booties, and it just looked like a streetwalker. I'm not going to lie. Like Tokyo Pimp, hook him up. Yoshinobu Kanemaru just kind of sitting there on the end in this oversized shirt, walking around with his whiskey, looking like a drunk uncle at a party. And then you had Taichi, who's like wearing this like black. It literally looked like a silk robe that like he just kind of stuffed awkwardly into a plastic bag, and that was how he transported it, and no one had a steamer. And it was wrinkly, it was yucky, and it has no jewels like this coat. It had nothing. It was very plain. And then there's Doki on the end there. My guy just flexed right out, showing off, looking like a professional athlete on the end there. I'm like, guys. And then the United Empire comes out, and here they are, all looking all professional. They're wearing the same shirts. They're properly sized. Their gear matches. Their gear looks great. You got Okan waving his frickety flacking flag around. It was a little embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Very much.
gonna lie.
Like
But the match was amazing.
Like I look at just four guys, and I just look at it, it's like, oh, so you guys just couldn't figure out your own thing to do, so you just stayed together. That's the way I look at them. And again, nothing against them, because Taichi's doing some of the best work in ring and character wise he's ever done. Doki is somebody I actually want to watch wrestle for the first time in my goddamn life. But like, I look at them as a unit, and it's just like, okay, so your boss broke up the crew, but you guys couldn't figure out a new crew, so you just recruit up, or at least Sabre went and got himself a new group, and Lance Archer's off doing God knows what, God knows where. He's just murdering children somewhere,
He's teaching Natsuko Tora how to scare children.
There you go. But it's just, they're all doing amazing work in ring, but it's just, I don't think they're direction. And after the match, Ospreay's like, going, you want to go again? You want to do one more time? I'm down to see that rematch, because if they can top what they just did, holy shit.
Yeah, maybe give Taichi's neck a little time to recover from that. But yeah, 100%. Yes, please.
Ospreay's neck too. He got dropped on his head with that power palm.
Yeah, but he wasn't taped.
That's true.
He wasn't as taped as Taichi.
And we go on to a rematch from the night before. Suzuki's crew versus House Torture. Again, very much the same kind of thing as the night before. Announcers say that House Torture has said they retired the titles and all that shit.
Lost them.
No, they said they retired. Yeah, and they don't know where the belts are and all that garbage. Really wrote something really weird here, and I don't know why. I think it was just me mistyping. Then it says Suzuki Coke into the Despy Punch. I think I meant Suzuki Choke.
Oh,
it's Suzuki Coke. I'm like, what the hell?
Okay, what are they doing on air in Japan?
Yeah.
No.
So at the end of this match, though, Suzuki wanted the tag from Narita, and he wouldn't do it. So Evil comes in and does the shirt choke. Or does a choke, and this is where that incenses Narita, who comes in and unloads on Evil, goes back and puts his hand out and takes the proper tag from Suzuki, and I absolutely loved it. In the end, Narita got the abdominal stretch on Dick Togo, I think it was. This means he's the one that always taking the pin.
Yes, because I wrote down Narita choking out a big dick.
Okay. Yeah, we'll move on from that one. And after the match, Narita.
I do want to say though about Nakashima, I love his work in the ring. His in-ring work is absolutely tremendous. What I would like to see is the look on his face in this picture is exactly what his face is in the ring. I would like to see that change a little bit. It's not intimidating. It's laughable.
Yeah, work the facials. I realized I was muted there.
Work the facial expression a little bit, and also don't be like checking your nips or something while you're in the. Pull the shoulders back. You don't need to be.
Yeah.
But other than that, this match was awesome. I had a lot of fun with them. But like Minoru Suzuki getting worked a lot in this one. But the ending was fantastic.
Okay. And then after the match, Narita shakes hands with Suzuki, and it seems like, and he shakes Despy's hand too. So it seems like this unit is finally coming together, because Suzuki challenges House of Torture for the titles. Evil says they don't care. They won't face it for the belt. They're retired. Suzuki says everybody wants it, so bring the belts next week. It has been officially said on NJPW1972.com. We are getting a 6-man tag team title match at the February 11th show between Suzuki, Despy, and Narita taking on the House of Torture. But yeah.
See that I'm interesting about. To be honest, I wonder if this is maybe NJPW's like a chance to unveil new titles plates for the for these particular championships. I particularly feel these championships plus the Never Openweight Championship are due for an upgrade.
Just don't
we
make
thought
them
that.
look at, just not
Hmm?
look like TV title. Please God, not like the
Oh
TV
yeah, no,
title.
please, not like that. Or the KOPW one. Let's just
Mm.
stay away from those designs. No, let's stick more with the United States title, the IWGP title. I would prefer those. I'm not the biggest fan of the world title, but like that would be better than the TV title. 100%.
That
But
that
I
dinner tray of
don't
a
think that
belt.
that could be the case, Andre. Do you think they could be potentially unveiling new titles, and that's why they're suspiciously missing?
Maybe House Torture just tore and lost the belts at a bar, and they maybe they pulled the Jericho,
They
but
lost
they
too
didn't
many
get a return.
cards or something.
Yeah, maybe they pulled the Jericho and they got stolen out of their car. I don't know.
I don't know if they have Waffle Houses in Japan. That
There's
have
still
something
people that
comparable,
are.
I'm
Let's
sure.
we move on to a tag team match. It's Tanawato versus the Bullet Clubs, Kenta and Taiji Ishimori. I love me some Tanawato, so I like to see them together. So
I
it's a good
love it.
name.
You're good with the name combos, I'm telling you.
It's the first one I've really gotten to do so far. But yeah, really a good match. Again, this is all building to February 11th for all four of these men. Kenta and Tanahashi, they got a blood feud going on at this point. And then Wato and Taiji Ishimori, they like since Wato getting that win last year on Ishimori in the non-title match, it's been hit the bane of his existence, and they're gonna do it up on February 11th. And it was a really good match. But in the end, Wato and Taiji keep reversing each other's big move. Taiji runs Wato's head into the exposed corner, rolls him up with the feet on the rope, and gets the win.
Mhm.
Kenta tries with the chair after the match. Tana fights back and gets the chair, so he runs him out of the ring, and he decides to sit on the chair.
Great taunt. Great ending
Mm-hmm.
and great taunt by Tanahashi. I haven't seen him like that, like, I don't want to say defiant, but like we certainly haven't seen this kind of attitude on Tanahashi in some time, and I welcome it
Mm-hmm.
for one. I enjoy a little feisty Tana every once in a while, especially when you're dealing with someone like Kenta, who is just so unapologetically brash about everything that he does
Mm-hmm.
and everything here. Yeah, that turnbuckle getting removed very, very early in the match, I noticed. That was actually, I feel like, one of the first few things that Ishimori did at the beginning of that match. Funnily enough, being a factor in the end of it. Irony, hey? Good ring
Mm-hmm.
awareness by Ishimori.
Oh, very much so.
Hmm.
But we are going to move on to the other Bullet Club match of the night. It's Gorillas of Destiny, and they're collectively known as the Gorillas of Destiny. Tamatonga, Hikuleo, and Jackdo taking on ELP, Gato, and the Switchblade, Jay White. This is where I really notice Hikuleo's gear and the fact that Jado looks better than you. That's a problem. And again, nothing in Jado. He's like I've very much enjoyed Jado this last while, but when Jado's got better gear than you got to question. Jado's a heater. Jado is a manager slash guy who takes pinfalls in matches.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
why does your gear look shittier than him?
I
Like,
mean, the same reason Gato's shirt.
goddamn, fuck, I hate that shirt.
I noticed it today too, and you know what? He doesn't even have this neckband. It's
No, it's literally
completely
been
cut
cut
out.
open. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
don't.
was just like, what happened here, my
Probably
guy?
because he sweats so much or something. I don't know, but it looks like shit.
T-shirt sales are just
He just
great or
sees.
something.
But I will give props. I don't know if it was this show or the last show. No, this is a show. Jay White wearing out the Jay Briscoe charity shirt.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
respect to that. And he does.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay shouts him out on commentary, saying he was a great
Correct.
man and a great wrestler.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Again, it's he spent a good couple of years there in ROH with working with Machine Guns and working against the Briscoes.
Mm-hmm.
So like he knows this man. He cares about this man, and
Mm-hmm.
I very much give him props for wearing that shirt out on this show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you're playing the NJPW collection game, Jay Briscoe is actually still a collectible card that you can get. It is a locked card now, so if you happen to have some extra ones, hang on to them. You're going to probably see an influx of people looking for that one when they do finally get in there, and you better hurry up, my guy. Yeah, you can definitely get a few of those. There's like a couple one, two, and I believe a 3-star one. So yeah, if you can download the game, try to get your hands on that before they all get sold out.
Yeah, but again, this was a really again they're really building this like Tama and ELP they're building, but again it's not the big focus. Like Hikuleo Jay White is the biggest focus of this match,
Hmm.
and like it was very much a like a showcase for Hikuleo really trying to dominate over Jay White in this match, and I
Hmm.
really like that. But in the end, Gato goes for the brass knuckles, but Tama gets the gun stun on Gato, and Jado applies the crossface to an essentially knocked out Gato, and gets the submission, gets the against the pass out submission victory. Um,
We call that a
it's
double tap in professional wrestling.
Yeah, so at the end of the match, though, Hikuleo what did chase Jay out and up the ramp
Hmm.
to set up the ending. So after the match is over, ELP grabbed the Never title and smashed Tamatonga with it in the face, but he managed to escape before Hickey can come back in and get him. But I very much I think the match I'm probably looking forward to most of all the top end matches from the February Evans show might be Tamatonga and ELP because I just want to see how they mix it up in a
Oh
singles
yeah.
match.
Especially when they started off this one. This was the one that we were mentioning. Tama derobed pretty quickly. As we mentioned before, he usually does go through at least half of the match before he takes off the
Hmm.
vest and continues to wrestle. This one, like, Bullet Club wasn't even ready for it, and he was already throwing his stuff at them.
Hmm.
Um, and it was, I have to say, I actually really liked how um, God almost reminded me like a faction of superheroes, where it was like Tama almost looked like Iron Man, Hikuleo was like totally Black Panther, and I don't know who's green in the
The
original.
Hulk.
He was certainly
He
not
is
the
Jack.
Hulk.
He is Jack though, so he might be the Hulk at this point.
Sure, we'll go. We'll go with it. We'll go with Jack Doe's the Hulk. Yeah, they Avengers Assemble, and they sure did. This was another one where Hikuleo, as you mentioned, very, 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 very good in this match. This one especially, I noticed like when he hit, I think it was ELP with that big boot. ELP sold that so good, but then the sell that Hikuleo did afterwards, he landed that his foot was on the ground. He stood dominant. He did his like, wah! It was good job, Hikuleo. You went from being one of my least favorite guys to being like one of my more favorite ones in like less than a year. That's impressive.
Because when we started this show, you were hating on Hikuleo so
Oh, I
much.
hate him.
That was 9 months or 8 months ago we
Yeah.
started this, and 8 months, less than 8 months, you've turned a corner on this guy. So
Mhm.
so how long
Mhm.
will it take for you to become a fan of Doc Gallows? That's the real question.
Never.
But we move on to the next match of the evening. It is Chaos's Okada, Toriano, team up with Taguchi and Umino, taking on LIJ's Bushi, Sonata, Shingo Takagi, and Tetsuya Naito. I have like 3 notes and the finish for this, so I don't got much on this one. The finish of the match, Okada hit the tombstone on Sonata, hit the short Rainmaker, then the full Rainmaker to Sonata, gets the win. Again, fun match. I just didn't take a lot of notes in it because, again, it's just mostly Umino and Naito. It's just
I know,
follow
yeah,
up,
yeah.
and then it's just building for Takagi and Okada.
I will say though that Shota pretty pissy tonight. I'm really definitely looking for some payback.
Hmm.
And let me tell you, Naito cut him off real quick. Like he took it for the first part of their interaction at the beginning of the match. He took it, but at the end there, that combination Calderon that Naito hit on Shota Umino, I've seen him do it fairly aggressively, but I don't think I've seen him do it this aggressively. Like maybe Evil would be the most comparable I could see to the amount of heavy hitting on this. He drove his feet into Shota's chest. He was doing
Hmm.
CPR on that one. That one was rough. Um, But yeah, other than that, that's all I had in there except for Sonata and Okada. Really, really great exchange when they were in there.
Mm-hmm.
I always enjoy seeing Sonata and Okada when they wrestle. I always get sad though because Sonata never is on the winning end of that combination.
Eventually, he will be.
One
It's
day.
got to happen at some point. But we move on to the IWGP Tag Team Titles match. It is Bishamon's Yoshi-Hashi and Hirooki Goto taking on TMDK's Mikey Nicholls and Shane Haste. Absolutely phenomenal match. Like this, just both these teams just really beating the shit out of each other. There was one spot where I know what I'm going to call it every time my Hemi does it. Haste and Nicholls hitting the Olivia Newton bomb, otherwise known as the Tower of Doom power bombs, or Tower of Doom power bomb thing they do onto Yoshi-Hashi.
Oh, that's great.
What he said, like, was it? It's like Kevin Kelly said it right, and then Charlton's like, "That's not what it's called," and he's like, "Yes, it is. She's from Australia."
I missed this exchange.
Oh, it was so good.
That's a treasure. I wish I saw that.
It was funny. So like Kevin, because usually Chris is the one that calls out the names of these moves, right? Because he's the color. Where Kevin's the one that called the name of it, and like the reaction of Chris Charlton was absolutely priceless. It was absolutely funny. It was absolutely funny. This whole match was absolutely great. TMDK, so at the end, TMDK hit the tank buster on Goto, but he kicks out. Nicholls gets the Blue Thunder bomb, but Goto kicks out again. Yoshi-Hashi hits the like an inside out clothesline to Haste on the apron. Like he hit him and he flipped on the apron and went down and dropped him. And then they get the elevated GTR and then hit the Shoto. Goto pins Nicholls. They retain the titles. Absolutely phenomenal match. These guys did really well. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to see TMDK win, but Bishamon just got the belts. I didn't expect the title change. And they were talking throughout that it looks like Aussie Open's next.
I wouldn't object to that.
No, because the announcers kept saying, like, the next obvious team is Aussie Open. So.
And they didn't have anyone come down to challenge. I believe Kyle Fletcher was wrestling that weekend. Robbie Eagles in.
He wrestled Australia. Eagles on the 4th, and then he wrestled somebody else on the 5th. On the 3rd and 4th. Sorry, 3rd and 4th, but he was with the NJPW Tamashi shows, which will be on Amazon. I almost said Amazon for some reason. On New Japan World fairly soon. They've been talking about it. They're going to get them up there within the next month or so, I think. Yay. And I'm looking forward to seeing that because give me some more Tamashi. I really enjoyed the first 2 shows, so let's get some more. But yeah, really good tag team title match, I thought here.
100%.
Anything else?
No. I was going to let you take the most notes on that one because I know how much of a big fan you are of TMDK.
And here's the man I love the most out of Team DK. It's Zack Sabre Jr., baby, defending his NJPW World Television Championship against Tomohiro Ishii. And noticing Fujita is accompanying them. Like, he's not just a young lion who's working ringside. He's with TMDK. He's not like he's their personal ringside guy because he held the ropes open for TMDK. He held the ropes open for Sabre. But he's not doing the other jobs. Like, he's not there around the ringside with the other guys during the other matches. He's only there for
causing that animosity between them, my friend.
That's the biggest thing. But this was a wrestling match. By God, like, dude, Ishii with the technical prowess I never know this man had. Holy shit, he was pulling out submissions and like chain wrestling with Sabre. It was absolutely phenomenal. Like the mat wrestling alone was amazing, let alone the strikes, the kicks, the lariats, like Ishii with like the arm breaker to Sabre, and then a sliding lariat to the arm to hyperextend it. Like, dude, like absolutely phenomenal. Like, and just like when you have a forearm from Ishii, then an uppercut, and then a Euro uppercut from Sabre, it's absolute perfection with the way these two worked it, man. It was like just the PKs that Sabre was hitting, like looked like they were killer.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like all of it, man. Ishii, like trying to go for that brainbuster, but just can't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're and like the refs are really, or not the refs, the announcers are really saying Sabre just needs to survive the 15 minutes. He doesn't need to win, but like even especially in the last minute, they really turned that, changed their tune on that story. So Sabre really kicked in, like, I want this win. I don't want to get the count out. I want the win, or the time limit. I want this win. And in the end, Sabre dodges a huge lariat that Ishii tries to hit and hits the Zack driver, also known as the Michinoku driver, and gets the pinfall victory on Ishii.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely tremendous TV title match. Like 14 minutes, and I think it was like 40 something seconds, like almost a time limit.
Almost, yeah. And for anyone who is interested in watching this match is actually free to watch. In the link in the description box down below, it's going to be on njpw-world.com there. Yeah.
No, there's no dash. No dash. The dash is for Stardom, not for New Japan.
Right. Dash is for Stardom. njpwworld.com. No W's though. Again, all of the TV title matches are free, so you can even watch the tournament matches going up to that to see the showdown between Zack Sabre Jr. and Ishii here too. But this match, I just had two things to say about this match. The first is this match showed off the absolute mastery that Zack Sabre Jr. is in regards to his submission style and technicality. It just from start to finish, it was just amazing. This also showed off, the second thing that I wanted to say is it showed off Ishii's ability to be constant and continuous in his strike and survivability. Just everything he was throwing at him. You had mentioned in our last video, it makes sense that Ishii throws one punch to Zack's 3 or 4 because of just the size difference. But man, let me tell you, I don't know if I just noticed because of the hair color difference or the tan that Zack Sabre Jr. seems to be rocking now, but like he's looking pretty cut too. And like Zack Sabre Jr., like when he cuts out, he starts to get those bigger shoulders. He starts to get that, gets a little thicker. It did not affect his ability.
Look at Shane
slide around like a snake around Ishii and wrap him up.
Sabre's always talked that he doesn't want to get heavy because again that contradicts. But look at Shane Haste. That dude is jacked as hell, but he's not big. Like Nicholls is bigger, but like Haste is cut as hell, but he has like good muscle tone. Keep hanging out with him, Sabre. You can probably get you built a little, like build you up a little more without sacrificing your mobility and your swiftness. Like I really think that's possible.
100%. I really enjoyed this match. This match was brilliant.
We are going to move on to the main event of the evening. It is Yo taking on Hiromu Takahashi for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. I enjoyed this match. Don't get me wrong. It was over 30 minutes. I could have shaved 5 to 8 minutes off this match, and I would have been perfectly happy. Because I thought there was a lot of dead spots in this match.
I agree. I agree.
Both these guys, like I watched this on my lunch break at work today. Both these guys did tremendous. Like what these guys did in the ring were absolutely phenomenal. Yo's, I think, ready to be that next step, be that top junior guy. I think the story they're going to build to Wato taking the title from Hiromu after Best of Super Juniors. I really think Wato wins Best of Super Juniors, in my opinion. He's looking like he's being built up, right? But yeah, like this is absolutely phenomenal. Like Yo, with everything he was doing, that somersault plancha over the top to Hiromu on the floor, like it's just pure beauty in that flip. The wrestling prowess of both these men is so good. Just my biggest takeaway from this was I spent over 30 minutes on my lunch break watching this, and I was like, by the end of it, I'm like, this was good, but it felt too long to me. Like it's just nothing against the match. It was very good. In the end, Hiromu hits the Axe Bomber. and hits the time bomb 2 to get the win, because like the time bomb 1 sure as hell didn't work. Yo never getting to hit direct drive in this, because Hiromu keeps finding a way out of direct drive. So, but absolutely phenomenal match from these guys. But I just felt it was a little long. Like it didn't. Like you could have shaved at least 5 minutes off this, because there were some spots in there where it's just like, okay, we're just hanging out, we're just chilling. Yeah.
There was one part where, like when closer to the end, after that figure 4 kind of part where Yo just obliterated Hiromu's knee there, where they're both laid out, and I did feel that the crowd just getting behind. I think there was both of them at one point, but Hiromu cheers certainly started to get a little bit louder than Yo's at this point.
I heard a lot of Yo cheers. I heard more Yo than Hiromu by the end.
In this particular point, it was Hiromu that I could hear more distinctively. And I definitely felt that like it made me a little emotional. Well, I'm also hormonal right now, but like it made me emotional to hear the crowd again, because it made me remember how much hearing the crowd, even when you're just watching it on a screen, how much the emotion of that crowd adds to the emotion that you feel. Because, like, for me, when I didn't have the crowd, sometimes it was harder to get into some of the matches, because you don't necessarily know how to feel because the crowd's not reacting. Now that the crowd is reacting, it's like, I know how to feel right now. And like it really made me feel like professional wrestling is finally back in Japan after so many years.
But the 2 Road to New Beginning shows that are happening this week, before the show on Saturday, are non-cheering events. Saturday's going to be a cheering event. The Saturday show is going to be a cheering event. But the road 2 shows are not. Again, it's not everything is going to be cheering. We can see that with Stardom. Like, there's been a few cheering shows, but again, most of them are not. Most of them are clapping, and that does affect it. Yes, but again, I thought the crowd, listening to the crowd really kept me invested in this, because especially the crowd building for Yo throughout the match, I think was a big point. But it was again. These guys had a phenomenal match. It just, it's not one of those top matches for me personally.
I definitely felt that like maybe the match before it could have been the main instead. It didn't captivate me as much. Like you're absolutely right. There were pockets where it would almost lose my attention, and I would start doing something else and be like, oh wait, I'm supposed to be watching this. Like I should be paying attention. It should enamor me enough that I don't want to do anything else while I'm watching it, or that I can't do anything else because I'm so invested. So yeah, you are right. I did feel that this could have went a little bit shorter, and I definitely do feel they're setting Wato up for something. I do feel that Wato could probably be ready by the end of the Super Juniors for that top spot, so we're just going to have to get through that tournament and find out. Another tournament.
Yeah, it's very possible. Like, yeah, so again, we have an incredible show coming up from the New Beginning card next weekend. You have Okada versus Shingo Takagi for the heavyweight title. We have Tama Tonga versus ELP for the never openweight title. You have Hikuleo versus Jay White in a loser leaves Japan match. Not just the company, loser leaves Japan, the whole country itself. You have the 6-man tag team title match in there. You have Tana versus Kenta. You have Wato versus Ishimori. You have LAJ versus Umino and some friends. And then you have Okan and Hanare versus Yano and Leube. Again, I'm really looking forward to that card. It's going to be a great time.
I love your description. Umino and friends.
Well, it's Hanma and some other people. But yeah, it's
description.
But and that's what we're going to be returning here next week on NJPW Puroresu Review. We're probably not going to cover the 2 Road 2 shows because, again, it's a lot of 8-man tags. We're probably not going to get too much into this. We're just going to cover the big show. Give it its time. We've gone long on this one. We're going to give that one its time. We want to really get into like those top six matches are going to mean something. We want to give them each their due. And so, yeah, that's what we'll be back with next week.
So that being said, I think we're coming to the end of our video here. Andre, what do you want to say there?
We are. I was gonna get ready to say my stuff. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, or Twitter at that Canada guy, Instagram at that Canada dude, Hive and Mastodon at that Canada guy. You can also find me on coming up soon, very very soon on our local establishment network. You'll be able right here twitch.tv/our local establishment, also on YouTube. And and you can find me. You'll be able to find me there on the weekend after Ant-Man comes out, which will be the weekend of the 17th, 18th. I think we're probably going to be doing Sunday. I don't know yet. It's going to be either Saturday or Sunday. Marvel Talk, baby. Me and Old Ed are going to talk Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Excellent. And if you check out our local establishment's history there, you can also see their review on the Wakanda Forever, as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas edition. That one was a fun one that featured Bobby Munson, and the Wakanda Forever featured our good friend Cody the Foe Defoe.
Who I did arrange, because you weren't going to be coming with me to the local indie show. He was supposed to come on and do the show with me, but you're going to be coming, so I think I still want to have Cody on to talk that show.
Absolutely, we're going to have the phone
Shop Talk coming next week, baby.
Chop in. You can also catch a Melball on our local establishment coming up on Monday. Next Monday, we're going to be having another spooky ooky show, Paramindful, with my good friend Carl Carafel and Alex the Werewolf there. We're going to be talking about Ed and Lorraine Warren, the original self-taught demonologist. That kind of sounds a little scary when you say that out loud, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
A little scary there, but you can also catch a Melball on Astra Pizarro's YouTube. We're going to be doing another episode this coming Friday about the Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We're going to be talking about all the awesome and amazing ladies you want to look out for in 2023 coming up. You don't want to miss out on that. And what else? If you want to see NJPW, as we had discussed a little earlier, now that I know the proper website, I will leave the link in the description box down below, but it is njwworld.com. It is approximately 999 yen, which is approximately $10 Canadian, maybe a little less for you Americans who have a better dollar than us right now. And if you're wanting to follow a Melball on social media, my goodness, I am rambling this outro. You can follow me on Twitter at Collins Melball. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Mastodon at Melball Collins. And you can also find both myself and Andre on Andre and Melball's Wrestling Talk on Facebook. We're always posting stuff up there, as well as all of the latest on our videos. And also, my friend, you want to talk about our amazing good friend there, Mike the Ref, over at Backbreaker Video.
I had his stuff loaded up, ready to go. Yeah, I want to thank our good buddy Mike the Ref over at Backbreaker Video, Backbreaker Gaming, twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. Please check him out. You might be watching us currently on Backbreaker Video. Go check out all the other great content. Get Astrid and Cody doing Making an Impact that gets aired on there. You have I know he's got some. I can't remember the other show you get going up on there too. But and then he has all the great gaming content over on Backbreaker Gaming. Then he's got his the AEW show watch alongs that he puts up there. Yeah, that he puts up there. That's the other one I want to talk about. That he does every Wednesday night at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, and I might just make an appearance in the chat room this. I guess it's today because the show comes out on Wednesday. So I'll be in the chat room tonight, chatting along with everybody as we watch the show because I get an early shift that day. So, yay.
Yes. You'll always catch Andre or myself popping up supporting Mike the Ref in his Twitch community there. And that being said, I think we have gotten through everything here, Andre. I am your Melball. Over there is your Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.